Picture this. You're standing at your front door. The world's noise fading behind you as you twist the key in the lock. You step inside, and it's like crossing a threshold into another realm. The air feels crisp yet warm. The light spills across the floor in soft golden waves. And every nook of your home seems to pulse with a quiet, electric energy, whispering, "This is where you come alive." Now, imagine you're a Sagittarius, born between November 22nd and December 21st. A fire sign with a spirit that burns bright and boundless, guided by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, luck, and a hunger for life that knows no limits. You're not just anyone stepping into a house, you're an archer. A cosmic wanderer whose home isn't merely a shelter, it's your launchpad. Your treasure vault, your sacred ground. But here's the tantalizing spark that'll reel you in. What if you could tweak your space, shift a lamp, hang a mirror, plant a seed, and turn your home into a magnet for wealth? A haven of harmony, and a mirror of your starry soul? Welcome to Esoteric Wisdom, where we don't just glance at the stars, we plunge into their depths. Weaving astrology with the ancient wisdom of Feng Shui to illuminate your path. Today, we're setting out on an epic quest to uncover the best Feng Shui directions for Sagittarius, specific corners and angles in your home that can amplify your prosperity, soothe your restless spirit, and align your space with the fiery, freewheeling energy that defines you. I've spent more than 2 decades poring over star charts and sitting with archers in every kind of dwelling imaginable, tiny urban studios with peeling paint, sprawling suburban homes with kids' toys underfoot, ramshackle trailers parked by the edge of a forest, learning how their environments either lift them up or hold them back. And here's the truth I've uncovered: you're not built for small, static, or suffocating. You're here to live loud, to chase the next horizon, to craft a home that feels as vast and vibrant as your dreams. This journey's crafted for all of you tuning into Esoteric Wisdom, whether you're a middle-aged woman in your 50s or 60s, standing at the crossroads of an empty nest or a career shift, ready to pour fresh purpose into your space, a younger woman in your 20s or 30s, piecing together your first apartment with thrift store finds and big plans, or a man of any age who's tired of a home that feels like a storage unit instead of a sanctuary. Our audience splits 60% women in that midlife groove, craving renewal, wisdom, and a little magic, and 40% younger women and men still carving their trails. So, grab a steaming mug of coffee if you're plotting your next move, a glass of bold red wine if you're dreaming under the stars, or heck, both if you're feeling that Sagittarian fire, and let's dive into this cosmic adventure. By the time we're done, you'll have a treasure map of directions, practical tips, and stories, some from everyday folks like you, others from starry icons who share your archer's soul, to transform your home into a Sagittarius powerhouse. Curious? That's your Jupiter nudging you. Let's light this fire and get moving. Chapter 1. The Sagittarius Spirit Meets Feng Shui, Why Your Home is Your Cosmic Canvas. Before we start sketching arrows across your floor plan, let's settle in by an imaginary campfire and peel back the layers of who you are. Sagittarius, and why Feng Shui's about to become your secret weapon. You're a fire sign, one of 3 in the zodiac's blazing lineup, standing shoulder to shoulder with Aries and Leo, but your flame dances to its own rhythm. Born in that crisp, liminal stretch between November 22nd and December 21st, you're the bridge between autumn's golden fade and winter's stark embrace, a time when the world hunkers down to rest. But you're just hitting your stride. Your ruling planet, Jupiter, is the cosmic heavyweight of growth, luck, and unquenchable curiosity, a celestial force that doesn't tiptoe with, maybe, but charges in with a booming, why not? You're the eternal optimist, the one who'd turn a flat tire on a deserted highway into an impromptu stargazing session, cracking open a warm beer and spinning tales while the crickets chirp. I've seen it in action. My Sagittarian aunt, Clara, once turned a rained-out barbecue into a muddy dance party, twirling barefoot with a grin that could light up the dark. That's you, unshakable, unstoppable, always finding the silver lining even when the storm clouds roll thick. But here's the flip side of that fiery coin. That boundless energy makes you restless, sometimes to a fault. A home that's cramped, cluttered, or stuck in a rut doesn't just bore you, it weighs you down like a wet blanket on a campfire. I met a Sagittarian woman, Jenna, a 50-something travel blogger. In her cluttered condo a few years back, she'd just come off a rough patch, freelance gigs drying up, bills piling high, and her space mirrored her slump. "I feel trapped," she sighed, kicking at a stack of unpacked boxes in her living room. "Like the walls are closing in." That's where Feng Shui steps into the spotlight, an ancient Chinese practice that's less about rigid rules and more about flow, balance, and energy, or Kai. It's the art of arranging your surroundings to let that Kai move freely. Harmonizing the 5 elements, wood, fire, earth, metal, water, to match your cosmic wiring. For you, it's not just about tidying up a messy corner or slapping some paint on the walls. It's about crafting a home that breathes with you, sparks your joy, and swings open the gates to wealth, harmony, and everything your Jupiter-ruled heart craves. In Feng Shui, every direction in your home carries a purpose, a specific flavor of energy tied to wealth, love, health, growth, or fame, and each direction links to one of those 5 elements that either feeds your fire or threatens to snuff it out. As a fire sign, you've got a natural pull towards certain corners. But Jupiter throws in a wild card. You don't just want stability, you want abundance. The kind of prosperity that funds your next plane ticket. The kind of harmony that fills your home with laughter and stories. Over the next chapters, we're going to zero in on your power directions: southeast for wealth, south for harmony, east for growth, northeast for energy, southwest for love, and unpack how to awaken them with colors, objects, and a dash of Sagittarian flair. But before we dive into the map, take a slow walk through your space. Stand in the middle, close your eyes, and feel it. Does it hum with your energy, bold, open, alive? Or does it murmur, not quite? If it's the latter, don't worry, we're about to set it ablaze. One direction at a time. What's your home telling you right now? Hold that thought, we're just getting started. Chapter 2, Your Wealth Cornerstone, the Southeast Direction. Let's kick off this cosmic redesign with the good stuff, wealth. Not just enough to pay the rent and keep the lights on, Sagittarius, but the kind of prosperity that lets you say yes to a last-minute road trip across the desert, snag that leather jacket you've been eyeing, or bankroll that wild dream you've been sketching in the margins of your notebook. In Feng Shui, the southeast is your money magnet, the direction tied to abundance, growth, and the wood element. For you, with Jupiter's oversized, luck-drenched energy pulsing through your veins, this corner's a gold mine waiting to be tapped, a cosmic vault ready to spill over with possibility. Why it works for you? Here's the elemental alchemy at play: wood feeds fire. In Feng Shui's cycle, the southeast's wood energy acts like kindling tossed onto your natural flame, stoking it higher, brighter, hotter. It's a direction all about growth, financial, personal, spiritual, and growth is your middle name, courtesy of Jupiter's relentless push to expand. This isn't about hoarding cash in a dusty savings account, it's about flow. About resources moving with you as you chase your next big thing. I met a Sagittarian guy, Nate, a freelance illustrator in his early 30s, who'd been scraping by on small gigs, his bank account teetering on empty. I was stuck, he told me over a beer, his sketchpad tucked under his arm. Couldn't catch a break. On a hunch, we tackled his southeast corner, buried under laundry and old art supplies, and gave it a Feng Shui makeover. 2 weeks later, he landed a contract to illustrate a kid's book about pirates. It's like the universe flipped a switch. He marveled, shaking his head. That's your Archer magic, half effort, half stardust, all amplified by the southeast's wood-fed fire. How to activate it? Let's get your hands dirty with some practical magic. Start with something alive. A thriving plant's your best bet here. And the classics work wonders. A money tree with its braided trunk and plump leaves screams abundance, and yes, the name's adorably literal. Or a jade plant with its coin-shaped foliage brings a subtle, steady vibe. Wood's your ally. So a wooden bowl or box filled with coins, real ones from your travels or shiny decorative ones, grounds the energy with a tactile punch. Green's your power color in this corner. Think emerald throw pillows on a chair, a forest-toned rug underfoot, or a painting of rolling hills or a bamboo grove hanging on the wall. Avoid metal, it's the axe to your wood, slicing through your kai like a cold blade. Nate swapped his clutter for a bamboo plant and a green lamp he'd found at a thrift store. Felt right. He grinned, adjusting its shade. Water can play a supporting role, a small fountain or a shallow dish of water trickles in extra growth. Since wood thrives with a sip, but keep it minimal, too much water douses your fire. And we don't want that. Sagittarius twist. Here's where you sprinkle in your personal stardust. Add a travel memento that ties your wealth to your wanderlust, a seashell from that beach you can't stop dreaming about. A postcard from a city that stole a piece of your heart. A tiny compass pointing southeast to remind you the world's your oyster. Your prosperity isn't about sitting still, it's about funding the journey. The experiences, the stories you'll tell over campfires years from now. Picture Anthony Bourdain, born November 25, 1956. A Sagittarian legend whose southeast might have been a chaotic desk, crumpled maps. A passport stamped to oblivion. A stack of foreign coins from street vendors he'd charmed with that crooked grin. His wealth wasn't just dollars, it was a life rich with flavor. And yours can be too. Jenna, the travel blogger, added a wooden elephant statue from a market in Thailand to her southeast. My little money mascot, she chuckled, patting its trunk as her sponsor deals rolled in. What's your travel talisman? Real-life magic. The Southeast's power isn't just theory, it's alive in the stories I've witnessed. Take my Sagittarian friend, Ellie, a 60-something retiree who'd let her Southeast drown in holiday decorations and old magazines. I'm not broke, but I'm not thriving, she shrugged when we met for tea. We cleared it out, every last tinsel strand, replaced it with a potted fern, a green vase, and a small dish of coins she'd collected from a trip to Greece. Within a month, she'd scored a part-time gig teaching art classes, something she'd always wanted to try. It's like the space said, go for it, she beamed, her eyes crinkling. Clutter's your nemesis here, stagnation chokes your kai. So keep this corner open, airy, alive. If there's a window, crack it wide, let the breeze carry your intentions out into the universe. This isn't just about money, it's about possibility. The fuel that keeps your archer's arrow flying. Where's your southeast right now? Take a peek, what's it whispering to you? Chapter 3, Harmony Haven, the South Direction. Next up on our cosmic tour, Harmony. You're a social soul, Sagittarius. Your home's less a retreat and more a revolving stage for friends, family, stray neighbors, and that one guy who always brings his guitar. The South, tied to your fire element, is your Harmony headquarters, the direction of fame, recognition, and a warm, buzzing balance that makes your space feel like a heartbeat you can dance to. Why it works for you: fire reigns supreme in the South. And you're pure, unadulterated flame, bright, bold, impossible to look away from. This direction cranks up your natural charisma, turning your home into a beacon that draws people in and keeps them lingering. Harmony for you isn't some quiet, meditative hush. You'd get antsy in 10 minutes, it's a lively, flowing vibe that mirrors your spirit. Think laughter echoing off the walls, stories swapped over a bottle of wine, a playlist humming in the background. I met a Sagittarian mom, Lisa, in her mid-40s, who turned her house into the neighborhood hub. Game nights, potlucks, impromptu jam sessions till the wee hours. Her south wall was a disaster, though, stacked with kids' drawings, takeout menus, and a broken clock. It's chaos, not comfort, she admitted over coffee. We gave it a Feng Shui facelift. And everything changed. I hung a photo collage there, she told me later, her voice warm with pride. Friends, family, my Sedona treks, it's like the room's alive now. That's your Harmony, vibrant, shared, electric. How to activate it? Red's your superstar in the South. Think a crimson candle flickering on a shelf. Its flame casting shadows that dance like your spirit. A ruby throw blanket tossed over a couch, a bold painting of a sunset, a phoenix, or a wildfire leaping across a canvas. Fire loves company, so a lamp with a warm glow or, if you're lucky, a fireplace roaring with logs kicks the energy up a notch. Avoid water, no fountains. No blue tones, they douse your kai like a bucket on a campfire. Lisa ditched her clutter for a red rug she'd found at a garage sale and a string of fairy lights that twinkled like stars. People don't leave now, she laughed, pouring me a glass of Merlot. They linger, talking, laughing, just being. Mirrors can amplify it, reflect your light. Double your glow, but keep them spotless, smudges muddle your energy. A small wooden accent, a frame. A tray, nods to your southeast. Tying your harmony to growth. But don't overdo it, fire's the star here. Sagittarius twist. This is where you weave in your story. Add a vision board pinned with places you've conquered or dreams you're chasing. Dog-eared photos from a backpacking trip through Europe. A ticket stub from that festival where you danced till dawn. A postcard scrawled with a memory. Or lean a guitar against the wall. A nod to your restless creativity. Your harmony flows from your journey. Your zest, not some static piece. Picture Taylor Swift, born December 13, 1989, a Sagittarian supernova. Her south might be a wall plastered with Grammys. Tour posters, or that infamous red scarf from a song Worthy Romance. Radiating her fiery, magnetic energy. Your south's your stage, your spotlight, let it shine with every piece of you. Real-life magic. Lisa's transformation isn't a one-off. My Sagittarian cousin, Sam, a musician in his late 20s, had his south corner stuffed with tangled amps, dusty cables, and a broken chair. Chaos, not connection. We cleared it out over a sweaty afternoon. Swapped it for a red tapestry he'd scored at a flea market and a lava lamp that bubbled like his energy. Suddenly, his jam sessions turned into full-blown parties, friends spilling onto the porch. Strangers joining the chorus. It's like the vibe flipped. He said, strumming a chord with a grin. Clutter's a harmony killer, keep this spot open. Warm, inviting. If there's a window, fling it wide, let the heat flow in and out. This is where your home becomes you, a hearth of connection. A pulse of joy. What's hiding in your south right now? Take a look, what's it singing? Chapter 4. Growth and Wisdom, the East Direction. Sagittarius, you're Jupiter's golden child, a seeker of truth, a lover of growth, a soul who's never done stretching toward the next big thing. The East, tied to the wood element and personal development, is your cosmic classroom, a direction that feeds your mind, widens your horizons, and plants seeds for the future you're always chasing. Why it works for you: wood nurtures your fire, it's the logs to your flame, and the East is all about new beginnings. Fresh starts. The green shoots of possibility poking through the soil. This is your happy place, where you dream bigger, dig deeper, and step into the next chapter of your wild, wandering life. My Sagittarian pal, Mark, a 30-something hiker turned entrepreneur, was spinning his wheels in a dead-end job a few years back. I felt small, he confessed over a campfire, the embers crackling between us, like I'd lost my edge. We tackled his east corner, hidden under a pile of camping gear and old boots, and gave it a Feng Shui boost. I put a bookshelf there, he told me later, his voice buzzing with excitement. Started reading about startups. Next thing I know, I'm pitching a gear line to investors. That's the East, your launchpad, your spark, your aha moment waiting to ignite. How to activate it? Green's your ticket here. Go big with a tall plant that stretches toward the sun. Bamboo's a classic, and lucky to boot. Or a rubber tree with its glossy leaves brings a steady, grounded vibe. Wood's your friend, so a wooden bookshelf, a desk, or a simple stool keeps the energy flowing. Pile on some books, philosophy, travel memoirs, that dog-eared novel you've read 5 times, because your philosopher's heart needs fuel. Earthy tones like green and brown root it. Avoid metal, it's a buzzsaw to your wood. Slicing your kai in half. Mark added a journal to his East, scribbling ideas that sparked his hiking gear brand. It's like my brain woke up, he said, flipping through pages smudged with ink. A tiny water feature, a shallow dish or a small vase, can trickle in extra growth. Since wood loves a drink. But keep it subtle, your fire's still the core here. Sagittarius twist. This is where you weave in your wanderer's soul. Add a globe that spins on its axis. A weathered book on ancient ruins or lost civilizations. A framed photo from that trek through the mountains you still talk about over beers. Your growth isn't tethered to a classroom, it's tied to the open road. The uncharted path. The stories you collect like souvenirs. Think of Steven Spielberg, born December 18, 1946. A Sagittarian visionary whose East might have held a film reel spinning with dreams. A script scratched with notes. Or a model dinosaur from Jurassic Park, all feeding his creative empire one frame at a time. Your East's your wisdom well, fill it with what sets your mind ablaze. Real-life magic. Mark's story isn't a fluke, it's a pattern I've seen again and again. My Sagittarian neighbor, Ellie, a 60-something retiree, kept her East buried under a decade's worth of holiday decorations, tinsel, ornaments, a Santa hat she swore she'd toss. I'm coasting, she shrugged when we chatted over tea, her hands wrapped around a chipped mug. We hauled it all out, every last snowman figurine, replaced it with a potted fern, a wooden tray, and a travel atlas she'd forgotten she owned. A month later, she was booking a solo trip to Italy, something she'd dreamed of since her 20s. It's like I found my guts again. She grinned, showing me her itinerary. Stagnation's your enemy, keep this corner fresh, airy, alive. If there's a window, fling it open, let the ideas rush in like a spring breeze. Where's your East humming right now? What's it ready to grow? Chapter 5. Energy Boost, the Northeast Direction. You're a fireball of energy. Sagittarius, running on adrenaline, optimism, and that Jupiter-fueled zest that keeps you charging toward the next adventure. But even the brightest flames need a recharge, especially after those late nights, big dreams, and whirlwind days that leave you spinning. The Northeast, tied to the earth element and spiritual growth, is your quiet powerhouse, a direction that steadies your blaze while lifting your spirit back to full glow. Why it works for you. Earth supports fire without smothering it, it's the solid ground beneath your crackling logs. Subtle but strong, the Northeast brings clarity and calm, a perfect counterpoint to your big picture brain when it's racing too fast or scattering in a dozen directions. I met a Sagittarian woman, Carla, in her mid-50s, who'd burned out running a bakery, 16-hour days, dough-streaked hands, and a mind that wouldn't quit. I was a mess, she admitted, pouring me tea in her cluttered kitchen. Couldn't stop spinning. We carved out a meditation nook in her northeast corner, and the shift was palpable. I stopped unraveling, she said weeks later, her voice steady. It's my reset button now. That's the Northeast, your anchor when the fire burns too hot. How to activate it? Earthy vibes take the lead, yellow or beige tones wrap this space in warmth. Think a cozy chair with a mustard cushion, a clay pot perched on a shelf, a woven mat softening the floor. Crystals amplify it, citrune's your Jupiter gem, glowing with luck, or smoky quartz grounds you with its quiet strength. A small rock garden with pebbles from a riverbed adds texture. Avoid wood, it overpowers earth, tipping the balance, and keep fire minimal. This isn't your blaze zone. It's your chill spot. Carla plopped a yellow cushion on a stool and added a tiny Buddha statue she'd found at a yard sale. My Zen corner, she called it, sinking into it with a sigh. A touch of metal, a small bell or a coin, can nod to wealth. But don't overdo it, Earth's the star here. Sagittarius twist. Sprinkle in a cosmic touch, a carved Jupiter symbol. A framed travel quote that steadies your soul. Not all who wander are lost, fits you like a glove. A smooth stone from a sacred spot you've trekked to. Your energy's not just physical, it's starry, boundless, tied to the universe. Picture Bourdain's Northeast, a chef's knife resting on a wooden block. A battered journal scribbled with late-night thoughts, grounding his wild soul between flights and feasts. Keep it simple, your spirit needs room to breathe here, not clutter to trip over. Real-life magic. Carla's calm wasn't a one-off. My Sagittarian buddy, Tom, a flight attendant in his 40s, kept his Northeast stuffed with suitcases and crumpled uniforms, jet lag's calling card. I'm wired but wiped, he groaned over a beer. We cleared it out, every last boarding pass, added a beige rug. a quartz chunk, and a yellow lamp. Suddenly, he was sleeping deeper, dreaming clearer. It's like I landed. He laughed, stretching out on his couch. Clutter muddies this spot, keep it serene. Steady, uncluttered. If there's a window, ease it open, let the calm roll in like a tide. Where's your northeast waiting to recharge you? Peek at it, what's it saying? Chapter 6. Love and Connection, the Southwest Direction. Love's a wild ride for you, Sagittarius. You crave it with every fiber of your fiery heart. But the second it feels like a leash, you're halfway out the door. The Southwest, tied to the earth element and relationships, can soften that edge, fostering connection that's warm and steady without chaining you down. Why it works for you: earth balances your fire, it's the hearth to your blaze. Nurturing bonds gently without smothering your freedom. The Southwest isn't clingy or demanding, it's a quiet, grounding force that lets love bloom on your terms. Lisa, the game night mom, saw it firsthand when her partner, a patient Taurus, added a pair of rose quartz stones to their Southwest. We fight less. She grinned over a glass of wine. It's weirdly perfect, like we're in sync. That's your kind of love, deep but loose, steady but free. How to activate it: pink or earthy tones set the mood. Think a blush throw pillow on a couch, a terracotta vase on a table, a soft peach rug underfoot. Pairs are key: 2 candles flickering side by side, 2 framed photos of you and your person, 2 mugs from a shared morning coffee. It's about unity, not possession. Avoid fire, reds and candles overpower earth here, and water's iffy, keep it grounded, not soggy. Lisa's rose quartz sits by a photo of their first hike together, simple, sweet, a piece of their story. A touch of yellow or beige can tie it to your northeast. Blending energy with love, but don't overcomplicate it, earth likes it easy. Sagittarius twist. Add a love token with wings, a letter you wrote from a trip, a list of dreams you've shared scrawled on a napkin, a feather from a beach walk where you laughed till sunset. Your romance isn't static, it roams, it breathes, it flies. Think of Taylor Swift's Southwest, lyrics scribbled on tour napkins, a guitar pick from a fleeting romance, a pink scarf tied to a song. Keep it light, your heart needs room to soar. Real life magic. Lisa's story echoes with my friend Mia, a Sagittarian in her 30s. Her Southwest was a junk pile, old mail, a broken lamp, until we swapped it for a pink rug and a pair of mugs from a pottery class she'd taken with her girlfriend. 6 months later, they were living together. It's us, but better, she beamed, clinking her mug against mine. Clutter kills love's flow, keep this spot warm, open, alive. If there's a window, crack it, let the connection ripple out. Where's your Southwest whispering? What's it ready to hold? Chapter 7. The Real Talk, Challenges and Fixes for Your Feng Shui Flow. Alright, Sagittarius, let's sit down for some straight talk. Your Feng Shui journey won't be a flawless fairy tale. And that's okay. You're not perfect, none of us are. And your space won't be either. You might skip the fine print. Who measures a room anyway? Overdo the fire, 5 red candles in the south, yikes. Or let clutter sneak back in like an uninvited guest, those souvenirs from every trip. I've seen it. Jenna piled junk in her southeast again after her first win, wondering why the cash dried up. Oops, she laughed, hauling it to the curb. Lisa overdid her south with red, too hot, too fast, toned it down. She shrugged, swapping a candle for a photo. Here's how to keep it real. Balance is your dance partner, mix your elements. Don't let fire hog the stage. Declutter monthly. Your Kai hates stagnation. Pair up with a grounded friend, a Virgo's perfect, to catch what you miss. And when it feels off, too heavy, too dull, tweak it with a grin. Carla learned this mid-bakery chaos. Her northeast got buried in flour sacks. Lesson learned. She chuckled, clearing it out. You'll trip. You'll fix it. That's your archer's way. What's your biggest feng shui snag? Conclusion. Your Sagittarius sanctuary awaits. So, Sagittarius, where's your home standing now? We've charted your cosmic course, wealth blooming in the southeast, harmony blazing in the south, growth sprouting in the east, energy grounding in the northeast. Love warming the southwest. Your space isn't just walls and a roof, it's your canvas. Your stage, your starry reflection. At Esoteric Wisdom, we're not here to cage you, we're here to fling the gates wide and watch you soar. Whether you're a 50-something woman craving a rich, vibrant reset, a 30-something piecing your haven together, or a guy ready to trade chaos for Kai, your home's your power. Take a breath, shift a plant, light a candle, crack a window. Your archer's spirit deserves a sanctuary that sings, loud, free, alive. Drop your first Feng Shui move in the comments. What's your arrow aiming for? Let's keep this cosmic fire roaring.